All right, so to make a long story short, we needed to go down to Texas to pick up a car that had broken down there when we were there in spring break, and they had finally gotten fixed. So my daughter flew from Idaho, and I flew down from my home down to Alamo, Texas. We flew through the McAllen airport. Now, as we were coming in, we really didn't want to see too much of Alamo. We'd already seen it. So we left pretty early the next morning, and we headed up to San Antonio. We had never seen San Antonio.
And what does this make you do? It makes you throw up. So I bled him, I sweated him, I made him throw up. I got one more, bullet in the gun. This stuff's called calomel. This was given for everything back in the day, all kinds of stuff. Its active ingredient is mercury. So there were a lot of medicines back then. One of the most popular children's medicines back in those days had strychnine in it, of all things, which maybe that says something about their thoughts about kids.
At the Alamo, you were able to buy tickets ahead of time. I would assume you could get them there that day. There weren't very many people there. It was a Friday afternoon, or Thursday afternoon, excuse me, and it was pretty empty. We had time tickets, and I couldn't remember what time they were for, and the ticket didn't seem to say it, so I went up to the guy who was taking tickets, and I said, "Do you know what time this is for?" And he clicked it, and he said, "Hey, just go ahead and go on in." They were on our phone, so we went on in, and it was really quite interesting. I really enjoyed it. After seeing the Alamo, we went across the street where they had a cannon that you could look at, and then they had this map of what it looked like before. They also are doing some more building, so it will become a nicer place to visit. We then went to the Riverwalk, which was absolutely beautiful, walking along the river, the boats, the shops, the restaurants. We had a nice time. It was 104 degrees, so the beauty took a back seat to the heat. So we did go in and have something to eat. We did not sit out on the river. It was just too warm for me. But it was a really enjoyable time, and I have to say I love San Antonio. It is an extremely accessible city. If you are handicapped in any way, you can get everywhere in that city. It is amazing and very beautiful. Our next stop was Dallas. I had never been to Dallas, and I had never seen the JFK Memorial and all of the things there from the JFK assassination. So we went to Dallas and we saw the memorial. We went into the memorial. I think there was probably supposed to be water at one point in time, but maybe not. We saw the book depository. We saw the grassy knoll. A lot of people were there asking us if we wanted tours, but again, it was 105 degrees in Dallas. And so we looked at things and we went and got something to eat. And we also got some souvenirs so we could be into the air conditioning because it was so darn hot in Texas that week that we were there. I'll tell you, I'm just not used to 104 degrees with all that humidity. It's one thing humidity, it's a totally different thing with all of that heat on top of the humidity. On the way up, also, we found this fun casino, which is about the world, and they had mini world buildings that you could see and take pictures of. It was really enjoyable. Along the way, though, the car that supposedly was fixed was not fixed like we suspected it was, and it caused a lot of problems. We barely made it home, but we did, and now our mechanic can look at it here at home and hopefully get it working. Thanks for stopping by, doing little to live more. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you could like it, that would be great. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and watch these other videos if you have any interest whatsoever. Thank you.